Can you all see lecture 7?
Yes. Buddha's ministry.
Yeah. This is also another important topic which you're going to learn. The 45 years Buddha life, what he did in every ministry from his enlightenment to his paridimana. So total 45. This YMBA book never give much. I mean, it's just a browse through. I will supply you with another supplement of all the 45 years, but not total. So they only cover the first 20 years. The other rest only a brief through only. So we will go through first. So what is the ministry about? Buddha lasted 45 years from enlightenment at the age of 35 to paridimana at the age of 80. So total 45 years of his teaching. So the first 20 years is known as the first Sambodhi. Sambodhi is the best effort of Buddha intense. Buddha's purpose is to intense dedication to missionary idea, covering large tracts of territory shown by the number of different locations where the Buddha spent his rain retreats. That means in the first 20 years, important purpose is to spread Buddhism far and wide in northern India, in all directions. That's why when he converted all the early disciples, first thing, they even not even have a temple, they already start spreading wide, far away from each other. So no two person can walk in the same direction. So this is how Buddhism able to spread far and wide. So all his early disciples of a noble standard, mean Arahant standard, or highly disciplined order, discipline under the direct supervision of the Buddha. I mean, they are all self-governed. I mean, they are kind of highly disciplined that they need minimum supervision from Buddha. Okay, we are talking about the first 20 years. All the monks is of Arahant standard. And then you need little, almost no direct discipline from Buddha. All are well behaved. So early part of the disciple is to spread Buddhism far and wide. So we come to the second Sambodhi. Here, that means after the 20 year and 21st year onwards, then Buddha reduced the number of missionary activities. By 20 years, it's already spread quite far. So Buddha stationed at the vicinity of Savatthi for 18 rain retreats at Jetavana. This is in India. There's another one in Sri Lanka, which I always get confused with it. Exactly the same name. And 6 at Purana Varama. So you will remember all this, how many retreat Buddha spent. So basically, he spent most of the time in Savatthi. So the formation of the Vinaya rules took place during this period by a variety of reasons we studied earlier, and at the same time propagating the Dhamma with undiminished vigor. I mean, with this kind of effort, this learning of this Dhamma becomes so great. So started the missionary by Buddha during the first 60 Arahant for the good of the masses. Remember, early state when he converted the disciple, all become Arahants and all are asked to do the missionary work. As successful convert, many lay people and more join monkhood from everywhere to be called sasana. So more and more join, so become a big sasana. So attracted many intellectual major person from other faiths appealing to their inquiring minds, especially the Vedic. Okay, Vedic they are good in the kind of so-called the Vedic text. Because Vedic text is more than religion. They have many other things which can, during that time, is some sort like an encyclopedia to them. It's an encyclopedia for know more things. But some of the things unable to answer. So those who are very intelligent study this Vedic and become questioning about whether the Vedic texts are true or not. So they find that Buddhism is of kind that able to attract them for because of their kind of wisdom. So many of them from the Vedic, they join the Buddhism. So many of them joined the Sangha and became dynamic teachers. So especially when you have those Vedic who are very profound in their teaching. When you join another Sangha, this Buddhist Sangha, they in a thing enhance them to be even better. This Pali college I'm studying, there are a few teachers who are from Christianity. They became Buddhists and they became teachers in this Pali college. In a way, from my view, I found them able to explain philosophy pretty well and more compared to a normal person that from the Buddhist faith. I don't know, this is my view. And then they able to explain in a way that what the other faith are unable to give them the good answer that this Buddhist able to provide them. So I learned from these teachers, I found that they are in a way much superior to a normal kind of teachers. So their explanation much better quality than, unless those in the Buddhist faith are really learned one, then they have a high standard. But majority is of common standard. So these other faith that joined became Buddhist teacher, they are much of a higher standard. This is my opinion. Not necessarily I can accept this. So Buddha's teaching method was another line of success. Unlike the Vedic, which is strict and adhere to it, Buddha teaching allowed you to test and justify and make sure you understand and practice it and realize it. Okay. So Vedic, you no way. You have to follow the structure. I mean, every word from the supposed to be a word of God cannot be challenged. You must follow one. So this is another impress that these other faiths start to join the Buddhism. And Buddha offer practical solution to problems of life. In a way, Buddhist has a much better preference compared to other faith because Buddha's teaching apply it to every daily life problem. Right? If you are Buddhist, when you study all this, you can apply it for your daily life, not necessarily meditation. What you learn down here, you can apply it for your life. How you fix or solve your life problem, especially family problem. We're going to learn this in the coming lesson, the social study, social problem. They got 3 layman texts. It's very useful. You're learning well. You can help it to propagate towards your family, towards your children, towards your grandchildren. You will help in a way that you should, the way the Buddhists should believe and behave. Okay. Buddhists are not just typically for religion. It helps you in a way how to live your life in a conducive way and a disciplined way that you find peace with yourself. That's why those people that miss Buddhist further study, especially those year 1, year 2, you miss this other part that this Buddhist teaching provide you more and more solution to what your daily life that you're unable to solve it. I find it very useful because early state I also don't believe that what Buddhist study can really help you in your life. So when you learn it, you apply it and you use it. Okay? This is very helpful in your Buddhist life. If you want to live to be a Buddhist life, These are where you conduct yourself. So Buddha give a very practical and pragmatic solution to your life, everyday life. So Buddha is against the practice of caste system. I mean, those in the high society of life, rich people and poor people. There's no caste in Buddhism, right? Everybody is equal. It was another welcome relief to the downtrodden masses. Remember during the India time, the poor people is a big majority. These people are down to the workers, the farmers, and whoever who are slaughtering themselves, especially those under the caste system, right at the bottom one, the slaves. So for the slave, there's no future if you are sticking with the Vedic. He said you must suffer to this life, and hopefully with your good practice, they claim that you'll be born a better life next existence. So live with it. So many who suffer under these circumstances, instead, they come and join the Buddhism, which offer equal status to every human. So in Buddhism, there's no such thing as rich or poor. Everybody is equal. So this was a great attraction during that time that many masses joined Buddhism. And Buddha also provide solution, especially solving of social disputes. Okay, which you can learn in the Layman Sutta, three of them, how solve problem in the family, with the company, in the friends, and whatever. And Buddha also a healer of human agonies, suffering, human suffering. That's why Buddha taught Four Noble Truths to end suffering. Okay? The Noble Truth, if you understand later, is more in depth to end all human suffering. And he also offers solution for political counselor to rulers. Even the kingship, all these king and royals will come to Buddha to seek help to how to rule the country. So Buddha do provide answer or solutions to help them in a way how to encounter all these problems like ruling the country. Like one of them is Vichavi. The country is something like republic, number of states joined together. Then many country, because the country is small, as small as Singapore like that, and many of the neighboring country want to conquer them. Then Buddha give them, we're going to study that later on. He give them a set of rules. You follow these rules without unitedly and follow all together, your country will never fall. Okay, we will learn that later. Even Western world traders known as cities, traders became followers of Buddha and extends the support of the Sasana. The Western world refer to the Europe side. They came to India for trading, and many of them brought this religion back to their country. That's why you see a small percentage of Buddhism in Western country also, early state. Okay, that's why Buddhism now spread far and wide. Even in Afghanistan, they are, even though they are not totally Muslim, there's still a small portion practicing Buddhism. So because of this, the monastery built became dedicated for sasana development, especially missionary activity. So why they built monastery? The reason is to spread the word of Buddha far and wide. That's why you see every place, Buddhist monastery just solely built for the practice of Buddhism. And then Pali or Magadhi was spoken dialect for preaching other than Sanskrit. Remember, there are quite a number of cases that this Buddha was approached by the other monks. They are converted from the Vedic who practice Sanskrit. That they asked Buddha to preach the Pali canon in Pali, in Sanskrit instead of Pali. That's why Buddha was against it, because Buddha wanted to be a sort of, Pali is a dialect with no written form that they can spread far and wide. Okay, because you understand, Pali and Sanskrit is a kind of Aryan language. If you're studying university, then you know. Even though they are different, there are similarity among them. So when you talk about Pali and Sanskrit, in a way, you talk about it, there's some kind of relation or similarity to it that, remember, in northern India, they don't just Pali. You go to other state, they may speak Sanskrit or something else. So, but this language problem is not a barrier to them, because Pali, in a way, is understood by some of these various other dialect. Example, like when I'm in Chinatown, I saw the people speak Hokkien, Teochew, Cantonese, especially Cantonese plenty. Okay, in Chinatown in Singapore. But these old people, they seem to understand each other talking. I mean, I speak in Teochew, or speak in Hokkien, you speak in Cantonese. Even though they can't speak to each other, but the way they speak among each other, they understand among each other. Okay, that's a fantastic of language. So in a way, this Pali was used because of this reason, is because it's a common language during that time. So that's why until today, we all still stick to Pali canon. So canonical references of monks present at various function and occasion. And by the time of Paridimana Buddha, Dhamma has spread vastly in the northern India with a large following. So when Buddha Paridimana, Buddhism was one of the main religion in India. Okay, this one very short one. I'll give you the other one. There's a written article down here. Hold on. Okay, and you'll see it. Okay, this is I taken from somewhere. I can't remember. It's a book or it's on the internet. So here it gives you all the 45 years of Buddha every ministry. Okay. So first 20 years, there are a lot of activities spreading the kind of Buddhism far and wide. I'm not go through. You all go and read up yourself, okay? So this will be given to you after the lecture. Right, 17 until 20th. There are a lot of writing about this period. Then after 20 is not that important. It's of more stabilized. It's more Vinaya on the 21st year onwards. Then the very important year is on the 45 year, the Paridimana. We have one long lesson on that, on Paridimana, where a lot of things happen during that period. Okay? So we will go through in the later lecture. So this should be given to you all. I think your book, YMBA text never give that much. So this extra supplementary notes for you to read through. So if the YMBA try to be funny, set things out of YMBA text, then you can fall on this. Probably they want to ask you which year. Then you know something about this. Okay. Then we'll go to the next one.